Jeff's going to talk a little bit about how he figures out what chords to play along with this scale.
Yeah, so what we've kind of done, or at least what I've done to make sense of this for myself, is to sort of unfold that series of notes that's on there. And you can basically do this in one of two ways. You can look at it as being C major, which would give you C, D, E. There's no F on here, so you'd have to skip that note. G, A, and B. You can also look at it as G major, which would have G, A, B, C, D, E, starting from G, and omitting the seventh, which would be F sharp in that case. And from there, it's a relatively straightforward thing for somebody who plays guitar to pick out chords that would fit either of those keys easily. And the nice thing about this particular scale for playing with guitar is that C major and G major are very easy keys to play on guitar because you can generally use open chord shapes, which everybody learns in the first 2 weeks when they're playing guitar. The other thing with this, with the C major, if you're doing something in C, where you have C, D, E, G, and A, that's essentially the C pentatonic major scale. Most guitarists are pretty comfortable improvising over a pentatonic scale, so it's an easy way for them to play along, even if they don't know necessarily what your intention for a composition might be. If you just want to get together and just jam with somebody, you can just tell them, hey, we'll just do something in C, and go off on a pentatonic.
And pentatonic would be kind of like a blues.
That's
used in blues, yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone's familiar with like a C blues scale, then that would work with this as well.
And the other thing I should mention is, with C major and G major, the relative minor to C major would be A minor. The corresponding minor scale for G major is E minor, which it's really just a matter of what note you start on. But again, these are comfortable keys to play on guitar. I think early on, if you're just starting to play with other people with the Rav, start simple and give yourself some time to just kind of to work your way into something. You might be playing the same chords, 2 chords for 10 minutes or whatever, and it might take a little bit of time to discover where you can go on the Rav, what works, what doesn't.
What I'm listening for too, if Jeff is playing something, and I think it's kind of similar in the bass too, it's complementing whatever Jeff is picking for a chord. So if he's playing the A, can you just play the A for a second? I know that this is going to match the chord he's playing. So depending on how the progression's moving, you're listening to it, this is at least what I'm doing, and then matching where I'm going on the Rav to wherever the chords are going. So if you picked that chord progression Jeff's talking about, you would listen to that and then try to find the notes that match those two. So even if they're just playing 2 chords, you can still play pretty much anywhere on the Rav. And as long as you're keeping some sort of repetitive rhythm, that's providing the bass line for it. So then you can build off of that. So you're a lot more free than the guitar player and the bass player are in what you can do, because this is a fixed scale instrument versus a guitar. So it's kind of like we were talking about a harmonica in a way, because you can't really go out of the key of this instrument. I can start and use different bass notes, like you were saying, it could be C major or G major. But once you've decided those chords, you have a lot of freedom to move in different directions on the Rav. So it's really just finding the right combination of notes to play.